and welcome once again to Pixel Perfect Gaming. This is episode 27. I am Chris.
What? 23.
Damn it. Oh my God. 27.
Where did you...
Wow.
We're literally just talking about how
I know. I don't know where.
We're almost a quarter away to 100.
I know.
Like,
I don't know where I was there. I don't even know how I got.
You're like, I want to blow past that mark.
Jeez Louise.
Right now.
All right. So it's episode 23, not 27. And I'm Chris.
Oh, man. And I'm Pat. Welcome, everybody.
Goodness.
Wait a second.
Gracious.
I can't get over that.
Is that what this episode's going to be like? Like, good. So we were just talking before we started about how long it used to take us to prep to get started to do an episode and how now it's like a minute and a half and we're just kind of into it. Maybe we need to go back.
Maybe we do, dude. Maybe we
actually
do.
like
maybe you, before we start, you should just start at 1 and count up to the episode we're on 2 or 3 times.
Oh, man. Lord have mercy. All right. So, do you have any life updates or cat-related updates for this week?
No life updates. Well, I mean, I guess like we picked our colors for our wedding, so we did that.
Oh, that's cool. Well, and you're doing the D&D next week. That's kind of an update.
Yes, D&D is starting next week. Very excited for that.
In person, mind you, which is important.
In person, also very excited for that aspect of it. Happy to potentially have friends up here again.
Yep, that would be good. That would be good, especially since the other two D&Ds were online only, basically.
Yeah, which I was like, I don't have any issue with that or anything, but playing in person is going to be cool.
I was going to say, it's much preferred to actually be with people.
Yeah, like you can role play and interact with each other in much better ways, you know?
Yeah. So what are the colors for the wedding?
Amethyst and petal.
Well, I'm sorry, what was the other one?
Petal. Like not like a bike pedal, like a flower
I'm going to have to Google what the hell that even means.
It's kind of like a light, palish, pinky peach.
Why can't we just call it peach?
Because it's not quite peach. But it's
Why
also
is it
not
called
quite
petal?
pink. I don't
Petal
know.
pink.
I don't know. Look, it's a dark purple and a light pinky peach.
Yeah, why can't we just go light pink and dark purple?
Look, I'm literally just reading off of the like swatch card here.
Amethyst.
Right? I'm not looking at this going, this is definitely an amethyst. I'm reading what it tells me. Okay.
I was going to say, let's not even get started on the names for colors and just how absurd it is.
Chartreuse.
Yeah, let's not even go that route. Okay, cool though. Glad that's out of the way, right? So,
yeah.
One less thing you have to do.
What about you? Like cats?
Nothing with cats. I mean, so Houdini had a interesting nightmare the other night.
Oh, she tell you all about it?
She told me all about it, yes. When she woke
me up. She's like, Christopher, you'll never guess.
Yeah, she woke me up and told me all about it without having to say anything. So she sleeps next to me mostly every night, and I lay on my side, and she like cuddles up against my arm. Like she actually wraps her paws around my arm and like pulls my arm close to her. So that's what she lays on. And in the middle of the night, I woke up to her growling and like twitching. And her claws were out and they were wrapped around my arm. So her claws are like digging into my arm and she's like twitching and growling to herself. And I was like, she is like having some kind of nightmare here.
I don't think I've ever heard her growl, dude.
Yeah, she didn't growl until I moved. And then now if someone is being particularly noisy outside the apartment, she growls at them. She's not putting up with that shit.
One of those little things.
Yeah, she will growl at them. Mm-hmm.
She's just getting old and ornery in her old age.
So I was like, she's having a nightmare, or she's like trying to kill something, or something's happening. I don't know. So it was interesting.
Interesting. Very interesting.
She's had a couple nights recently too where she starts meowing in her sleep. So interesting cat. She's doing some funky things right now. But that's okay. Beyond that, let's see, what else is new? I scheduled my wisdom teeth removal.
Exciting.
That is probably going to be a weekend that we are going to have to pre-record.
Nope.
Because I don't know that I'm going to be able to talk that weekend. I'm not 100% sure.
with a swollen mouth, just like, Papa, you miss me. I think I'm really looking forward to the announcement.
So
I
I'm
want
taking
that.
off. I'm taking off work Wednesday through Friday, and the surgery is on Wednesday. So I don't know. Maybe by time Sunday rolls around, I'll be able to actually speak a little bit. We'll see what happens. So I've got that going on in July. What else is going on? There was something else. Oh, we're moving in July too.
Right. I want to go back to the wisdom teeth for a second.
Yeah.
Are they putting you under?
Yes,
Or
I'm
just
getting deep
localized teeth?
sedation for it. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm
See,
getting completely under. Mostly, like my top two wisdom teeth have grown in entirely, and they're fine, but they need to be pulled because I was told that if the bottom two are removed and the top two are kept in, then the top two will continue to grow out because there's nothing for them to contact with, and so they'll eventually damage the
Really weird,
gums
dude.
underneath. Yeah, so they'll just keep growing, and so they're like, you need to remove them because otherwise it just causes more problems down the road. And then
You would look like the Attack Titan from Attack on Titan. Now he's got like that staggered jaw. That'd be you.
that'd be weird. Oh, that'd be real weird. Cosplay though, I'd have that down.
There you go.
So there's that, I guess. And then the bottom two have not completely erupted, so they're just impacted, but they're really close to the nerves in the jaw. So they're gonna put me under deep sedation to remove them because they think that it might get like irritate the nerves in my jaw a little bit. So
So, two things on this, right? Thing one is I don't have wisdom teeth.
what do you mean you don't have wisdom
I don't
teeth?
have them. I don't have wisdom teeth.
Or they've just never grown in. They're still in your jaw.
No, I was X-rayed, and my dentist was like, "Yeah, you don't have wisdom teeth." And I was
That's
like,
probably
"Is
a
that
good thing then.
weird?" And he said, "Nah, it's kind of like it's like more and more people are slowly starting to have no wisdom teeth, like
Yeah.
an evolutionary thing, basically." So that's cool. I'm a more advanced human. Be jealous. So I don't have wisdom teeth. Thing two is you're gonna like go start googling, and it's gonna be like people without wisdom teeth actually have these issues, and don't do that to me, please. Just let me have this. Thing two is when Britt had hers taken out. Oh, buddy, I tell you what, she had just like the local anesthesia,
Mm-hmm.
and the one they had to, like they had to rip pieces of her jawbone out to get it out. She said that she
Yeah.
could like hear the cracking of her jawbone and everything as they're pulling it out. And then after the fact was a nightmare, buddy. I tell you what, it would not stop bleeding. And, we have like an emergency number for the doctor in case things are going wrong.
Dry socket, which is pretty common issue where it doesn't clot the way it's supposed to.
It wasn't a dry socket though. So I keep calling him. I called him like twice. Tell him, like, I leave a message because he didn't pick. I'm like, hey, this is Brittany's fiance. She had her wisdom teeth taken out today, like 12 hours ago. I can hear Britt laughing in the room.
To herself or to this conversation?
I don't know. I don't know. Or in her sleep.
She's having a nightmare.
So I'm like, like, it's still bleeding. She's not spitting. We've done the tea bag thing, yada, yada. And he calls back and he's like, she's spitting. I'm like, no, she's not. It's just drooling out of her mouth. Like it's still bleeding. He's like, yeah, it'll be fine. We wake up at like, I think it was like 3 a.m. Blood everywhere. The clot didn't hold in her mouth and came out. It was gross looking.
That sounds
so like we had to call in for like an emergency visit to the dentist and go in, and it was a whole debacle.
Sounds like a good time. Yeah, so they are going to, they're obviously going to have to cut my gums open and drill down some of the bone so they can get it exposed, and then they're going to, pry the fuck out of it until they pop it out. So that'll be both sides. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm glad I'll be in deep sedation for it. I even have meds I have to take before I get there to relax me so I don't, freak the fuck out from the IV, because that's the most likely thing that I will do is, go into a full-on panic attack when I see that needle coming at me.
Oh, you're scared of needles?
Yeah, I am.
Oh, I know that about you.
I mentioned that, and then the doctor was like, yeah, we're going to give you some like anxiety meds and stuff before you come, so you're basically like half sedated before you get here. so you don't remember any of that stuff. And I'm like, that would be nice. I would appreciate that. So
Needles don't freak me out. I used to give blood all the time.
I do not like it. I've had needles. Like I had a deep cleaning on my right side from a dentist like last month, and they had to sedate me for it, like local sedation. So they put needles in your mouth for that.
Mm-hmm.
Whew, not a fan of that. I get my left side done tomorrow, actually. So that'll be fun. All kinds of fun stuff. And then let's see. Other than that, I mean, I was a guest on a podcast this morning. It's called 421 Archives. So very similar to the previous one, where they just interview people and kind of talk about their lives and what they do for a living, and just different people from different places, that kind of stuff. So I was on that podcast this morning. Pretty cool guy. We talked about a lot of interesting things, and we will likely try and have him on this show, actually, because he's a gamer as well. Just finished building his PC gaming rig like earlier this week, I believe. So
nice. Very cool. So it was a good time? You enjoyed it? Yeah,
it was a good time. It was fun stuff.
Shout us out.
Yes, I did get to shout us out, which was nice. So I was very appreciative for that. And he would like to have me as a potential regular for the podcast if he doesn't have anybody else to kind of fill in. So that's kind of cool.
That is cool. Hey, good for you, man. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Glad you had a good time. I'm excited to have him on here.
Sounds sarcastic. Are you being sarcastic?
No, it's genuine. It was genuine.
The other thing, so this is something that came up in the talk with him. He recently started doing aquaponics. I'm not sure if you're familiar with what that is, but it's basically plants and stuff, right? It's basically like having an aquarium full of fish, and it's an ecosystem that helps you grow plants additional, like with it. So it uses the wastewater from the fish to grow the plants, and then the plants provide clean water back to the tank, and it's just a cycle that does its own thing.
Own little ecosystem. Yeah, like you really don't have to take care of anything, really, do you, besides initial setup?
Yeah, a couple things here and there, but very minor. So we got into the conversation of that as he started that process, and I've always been interested in having an ecosystem type of aquarium. So now I am looking into doing that. So when we move in July, I'm actually very much considering doing my own and like growing probably like mint
herbs.
Yeah, mint, thyme, stuff like that through it. So that's what I'm looking into right now.
What kind of fish does it matter what kind of fish you use? Because I'm sure there's probably some fish that you don't want to use because they might, mess with the roots or something like that. Or
well, they're not going to be exposed to the roots. It's going to be in a separate container, so they're not going to have direct access to any of those. The fish matter in the sense of obviously the temperature of the water, and it's going to be fresh water, so you don't want to be throwing like saltwater fish in there. And then just making sure that they're harmonious fish and they don't try and kill each other, or that you have the right size tank for them and that kind of stuff. There's a specific type of catfish. I think it was called a corby, if I'm not mistaken. That's like a bottom feeder and helps to clean the algae and stuff like that, which I'd probably get. I found out that you can put koi in the aquaponic aquariums, which I would really like to do.
Some koi can get pretty big, though.
Yes, so I would probably need to research specific, species of koi that aren't going to get gigantic, obviously.
Specific brands.
Yeah, different brands of koi, like a Hershey's koi or like a Nestle's koi, I think is what I'm going to go after.
GE koi.
Yeah, one of those kois. And because I'd really like, I don't know how expensive they are. I know koi tends to be pretty expensive, but I don't know how expensive. So that's going to kind of play into this. Liz and I are actually going to go to the pet stores after this podcast and look at fish, so I get an idea of what's available here that I can get locally. So we shall see. I've been looking into it, and I'm looking at LED lamps because obviously you need the lighting, like LEDs for the herbs, but I'm probably going to have an extra window anyway. But then I want like the blue light for the aquarium itself because I love the way that looks. And if you get like really red green type of fish, then they really pop, and I think that's cool. So
that's very cool. Keep me updated on that. I have no interest in doing it for myself, but I find it to be an interesting thing to hear about. So
yeah, but something else interesting came about. We got on the topic of, can you have a PC, like an aquarium PC with fish? Okay, and we were talking about mineral oil and how we know that you can put computer components in mineral oil, right? What we didn't know is you could put computer components mineral oil, the components, and put water on top, and then the fish can live in the water above the mineral oil.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's
How
risky
fucking
biz.
cool is that?
It's really cool, but that sounds like risky biz.
I mean, yeah, the issue is we don't know how sustainable it would be, and then obviously it's not going to be aquaponics because it's not going to. There's no way you would have to clean that shit and figure out how to deal with that, and it would obviously be very disturbing if you have to change parts and all that kind of stuff. But then there was another person that took and built a acrylic case for the computer itself, and then put that acrylic casing inside of an actual aquarium. So it was still in the aquarium, but it was separated from the water and the oil. So then you could aquaponics the actual aquarium itself and make it self-sustaining, but still get the enjoyment of having a computer inside water.
Interesting.
Yeah. So I'm going to link both of those in the show notes if you want to take a look at them. It was pretty cool. I was like, this is dope.
The water on top of the mineral oil deal, I feel like that would just be not like, because what if you accidentally bump your desk too hard, or Houdini jumps on top of the computer and gives it a little too much of a shake or something, just agitates it just enough.
I imagine the logistics for that is probably a nightmare, honestly. I would not want to deal with it. It kind of ruins the whole point of the self-sustaining ecosystem, which is what I find most appealing about the aquarium in the first place. Mm-hmm. So it's like, if I was to do it, I would definitely want the separate casing inside of an aquarium, but at the same time I don't really want to do the mineral oil thing because I've seen the labor that goes into that and it just seems annoying.
Messy.
Yeah, and messy. And I'd probably have this in my office where it's carpeted, so knowing me, I'd get mineral oil all over the fucking carpet. Hot mess. So anyway, that's everything that's going on. What about loading screen, Pat? Have you been playing anything over the past week?
Still playing League. Still playing RuneScape. Actually still on a slow climb in League. I honestly kind of thought I'd stagnate. But I'm one win away from being into my promos to Gold 3 from Gold 4. So
oh wow, nice.
Dope.
You're making some progress. You can be platinum by the end of the season.
Yeah, that'd be dope. I don't think I'd hit it, but that'd be dope. I feel like I'd have to crack down too much to the point where it would take the fun out of the game for me. But the little fun I still have.
The fun is minor, but damn it, I'm holding on to
it. Thing 2 with RuneScape is still haven't completed the Fire Cape. No, still have not completed the Fire Cape. But I don't know if you remember the other thing I first chatted about with RuneScape before the Fire Cape. It was called Zulrah. People call it the money snake.
Oh, yes. Does that ring a bell? I remember that. I remember watching a video on that, yeah.
Cracked down on it yesterday.
Nice.
With the help of some guides and things that help walk you through it. Cracked down. Spent maybe an hour just doing attempt after attempt. Finally got it. Got one kill on it yesterday, and then hopped back on today. It took me probably 2 or 3 attempts, and then I got another kill. And then I went back and got back-to-back kills. So
Sweet.
I'm getting that down. So that
making progress.
Yeah, it feels
good.
That
was the one where that's on the tiny island that you have to stand in very specific areas, right?
Yep, spot on.
Yeah, that looked really annoying.
Yeah, but I'm getting that one down. And it's just, man, I wish that I could just grind the Fire Cape like I did Zulrah. Because Zulrah, my kills where I've completed it, they're slow for the average person. The average person does it in 2.5 to 3 minutes, and I'm doing it in 4 to 4.5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
But that's a completed run. So if I fail, I've probably only been there for 2 minutes. So whatever. Yeah. Boom, let's hop back into it.
Much better than the Fire Cape where you're wasting an hour of your time before you even get to the boss.
Exactly.
Because those 60 waves, that took a while. Those are slow going.
Mm-hmm. Telling me, buddy.
You feel it, yeah. That's cool. Good progress this week.
Thanks, man. I was proud of myself on that one.
Should be. Yeah, that's awesome. And great news on the league, too. I mean, climbing the ranks in gold after having a rough time in silver. So that's good.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Good progress.
Time for you to come back, be my support, and then we'll climb.
No, because then you would end up in bronze, probably.
No. All right, you do your placements. You'll get placed silver. You'll place
Yes,
Silver.
I likely would
Okay.
probably end up in silver. That's where I usually
All right.
get placed.
And then we climb it up, buddy.
Yeah, that does not sound appealing.
And then you just no see. Then you only play when you're playing with me. Don't try to play on your own, because that's when you hate it the most.
I hate. I mean, yes, I guess I do hate it the most when I play
Yeah, I
on my
said the
own, but I
most. Okay, I didn't say.
still
I
hate
threw
it,
nothing about enjoyment out there. All right.
which is for the best. Smart
I'm
move.
saying we're at bottom of the barrel whenever we're playing by ourselves there.
Yeah, and I have the only thing I've been playing is Final Fantasy 12 Zodiac Age. So I mentioned last week that I bought it. I've just been grinding that out. Honestly, I haven't been playing anything else.
Enjoying it?
Yeah, I mean, I've played it multiple times before, but I got it on computer this time, so I can add some mods to it, which was a lot of fun. So I like the mods that are on it. It's nothing like spectacular, but it's got some neat stuff to it. And then just doing that, I was noticing my old YouTube video is still climbing in views, and I was like, I bet I could pull people to our website if I make a blog post with like a more in-depth guide. So I spent like 3 days doing that this past week. So worked out. So if you're playing Final Fantasy Zodiac Age or you're getting ready to, you could check out my video, but I'd probably just recommend checking the blog section on the website. So
There you go.
yeah.
Bada bing, bada boom.
Mm-hmm. I mean, there's no link to the video. I mean, I guess I could link it in the show notes, but I'm probably not going to. So is what it is.
But I'm glad that you are playing games and enjoying yourself, because I think it was last time or time before we talked. You're like, I'm just burning out. I'm kind of in that phase where I don't really want to play any
Yep.
game at the moment. So
Yep. I mean, it helps for Zodiac Age that you can play it at times 4 speed, so you don't have to like sit through anything. Like I'm skipping every cutscene and playing it through times 4 speed, so I'm like zooming through content. So I like that part of it.
you'd be skipping every cutscene anyways.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen them enough that I don't really need to watch them anymore. So, but let's see.
Now,
Moving on to
hang
game
on.
and tech news. Oh goodness, what is it now?
Do you skip cutscenes even when it's the very first time you're seeing it?
No. So let me rephrase. It depends on the game. So most RPG style games, especially JRPGs, no, I do not skip cutscenes at all. I want to see them because I'm kind of invested. There are certain games that I do not like enough to give a shit about the story. Metal Gear Solid being one of them. Um, so I think every Metal Gear I've ever played up until Phantom Pain, I skipped every video I could, or I just like put down the controller and walk away until I can come back because I just don't give a shit.
Okay. What about like what was it? Shit, Resident Evil.
Resident Evil, I did watch the cutscenes in that. Even though I
Okay.
knew, roughly what was going on, I did want to see the cutscenes in that. Unless, of course, I had already played that part of the demo. I did skip like the first half an hour, 45 minutes because I played the demo. But yeah, after that, I did watch the cutscenes. I mean, I never finished the game, and I probably never will. But
All right. So now the next most important part, Borderlands 3. When we play that together, we ain't skipping cutscenes, buddy.
yeah, and that's fine. I'm okay with that. I didn't skip any cutscenes in the first one or the second one when I first played through it. It's more of it's just so slow paced. I'm not really into it now that I would skip everything I possibly could.
I mean, I skip most cutscenes second playthrough,
Yeah.
and onward, unless it's a cutscene I know I really enjoy or something like that, then I watch it. Like God of War, that what was it, the World Serpent or whatever it's called?
Yes.
I would probably watch, like, if I had already played through it and I got to that point again, I'd probably watch the cutscene again.
Yeah, I would
Cool-ass
think. I think
cutscene.
the majority of them I would probably skip. Like that one, I would definitely watch. There are definitely a couple cutscenes in that I'm like, fuck yeah, I want to watch this one because it's so cool. But yeah, I would definitely end up skipping most of those otherwise. And then, yeah, I mean, for Borderlands 3, I'm excited for it, so I'm fine watching the cutscenes. And I think the biggest change for me is just the sliding and feeling like the pace is sped up a little bit more. I think that's going to be a really big deal for me.
So, idea, we should do a, not now, but we should do like a top 5 video game cutscenes list. Like our top 5.
That's a good idea. I like that. Hold on, let me make a note of this. Yeah, I like that.
I'm gonna have to really do some thinking. It's gonna be like number 5, something. Number 4, Legend of Dragoon. Number 3, Legend of Dragoon. Number 2, Legend of Dragoon.
I'm gonna really have to think about this. 1 through 5, Legend of Dragoon. It is over. Additionally, to kind of follow suit with that, I would like to do maybe top 5 video game storylines. Huh?
Legend of Dragoon Disc 1, Legend of Dragoon Disc 2,
And there it is. All right. Well, mine's going to be a little diversified. So, but okay. Yeah, we'll definitely take a look at that. Good idea.
Yeah, let's not do it next week. Let's push that one out at least 2 weeks.
Okay, we'll push it
because
till.
I'm gonna want to compile a bunch of cutscenes and watch through them again.
I was gonna say I'm gonna have to watch some stuff and read some articles and yeah, we'll dive into it. But yeah, we'll come up with a list for that. That sounds good. So, but moving on to gaming and tech news, there's quite a bit this week. Pat and I both have an E3 section that we'll kind of cover at the end here, but real quick, we want to get through some other stuff. The Death Stranding trailer came out, 8-minute long trailer. God, that thing was forever. Yeah, you did not watch it at all.
I didn't. No, dude. I don't know. I think it was because of the first thing I saw about that game was the weird baby in the stomach thing, and I was just like, nah, I'm done. I just wrote it off, and I can't get myself to care anything about that game.
So here's what I was going to push it until after the Computex stuff, but since you didn't watch it, then I will say what I have to say about it now. So it was 8 minutes long. It felt like a really long 8 minutes. So up until this trailer came out,
is that a good long 8 minutes or a bad long 8 minutes?
A very long, confusing 8 minutes. Okay. So that's the problem here. Is so before this trailer came out, Kojima had released quite a few things, and I swear everything I saw on it confused me more than the thing I knew previously. Like every time I watch something, I'm like, what the actual fuck is going on here? And then this 8-minute trailer, I'm almost more confused than I've been the whole fucking time. I have more questions about the gameplay than I've had previously because I still don't know what the hell is going on. There's
you linked it in discussion, right?
Yes, I did link it in discussion on the Discord. So there was some stuff, or in general, I can't remember which one. But there was some stuff that got answered, but then some stuff that it was weirder than anything else before. So I don't know. I have so many questions about what the gameplay is actually going to be that I just don't know what to expect. And honestly, watching the 8-minute trailer, it turned me off more to the game than I was
8
previously.
Minutes. This is 9 minutes, buddy. Oh, great. It opens up with the baby thing.
Yeah, the baby thing. But yeah, I mean, I'm almost more turned off to the game than I have been previously. Because I just don't know what's happening. Yeah, I don't know. I need to see more. I really don't know what to expect anymore from this. It's just bizarre to me. But they did give out. So there was 2 days before the announcement trailer, it was rumored to come out on November the 8th. It was leaked on Twitter by mistake or somewhere by mistake. And then, of course, the trailer came out 2 days later, and it does confirm that it's coming out November 8th of this year.
Can't wait for you to get it. Tell me all about it.
No comment. I don't know what's going to happen there. So since you didn't watch it, though, we don't need to spend a lot of time. But if you have seen it and, as a listener, not Pat, I'm not talking to Pat here, but if you've seen it and you want to talk about it, jump in our Discord. We can have a conversation. I'd like to hear what everyone else thinks about it. If you've watched it, I don't know. I'm just confused. So moving on to tech stuff. So because Computex happened last week, did you follow anything that happened at Computex?
No, sir.
I'm going to guess that you probably did not.
I don't even think I realized that was going on.
Really? Well, all right. So I will tell you what happened to Computex, at least some of the noteworthy stuff. Asus came out with a ZenBook Pro Duo. So it's not your typical laptop. There is a screen on the right above the keyboard, and then there's the main monitor. So it's 2 screens. It looks really cool. Actually, I cannot remember. I think it was touchscreen, but I cannot remember for the life of me. I thought about that earlier when I put the note in there. But it looked really cool. So one thing that was pretty neat about it is you can drag apps between the screens because it actually treats the screen on the keyboard like it's just another monitor. So it's not like a gimmicky software type of thing. So you can drag, let's say you're working in Word or something like that. You can drag it down to the keyboard and look down while you're typing and use it, and then have notes up on the main screen, stuff like that. So it looked pretty cool. I mean, it's not something I'm ever going to buy, but I think for productivity, people that are interested in that, it's a pretty neat idea. I liked it.
That sounds neat.
Yeah, I thought it was cool. And then SteelSeries came out with a new keyboard, which no one really
Ooh.
talks about SteelSeries keyboards because they haven't done any innovation for quite some time on their keyboards. But this one's a little bit different because this one uses magnets and software to change the actuation points on the keys, and you can change each key individually. So you can actually change the actuation point from
Is it the
0.4
Apex
millimeters. Yep, Apex Pro keyboard. So you can change it from 0.4 millimeters to 3.6 millimeters actuation. So all the way, basically you have to nearly bottom it out to get it to register a keystroke, or you could just brush it with your finger and it will register a keystroke. And it has a OLED screen on it, so you can change each key to whatever actuation you want it to be. So it's kind of wild. I don't know. It's pretty neat. I thought it was cool. Not something I'm going to buy, though. The biggest issue cool. I have with it is, with the actuation, because it's so adjustable, because the range is so big, there's no tactile feedback for it. So you get no physical bump when it actuates. So it's kind of like a red switch, like a cherry red. I don't like that.
I don't like that either. I like the click.
Yeah, so it's not, even if it's not an audible click, I need the tactile bump. So as it sits currently, it's just not for me. If they had it where, if they somehow came out with a design where you get the tactile bump no matter what actuation you put it at, then I'd be interested in it, because I think that'd be pretty sweet.
That does sound pretty cool. I mean, I'm probably going to have to be in the market for a new keyboard here in the near future. Some of my keys are starting to go. Like my X key. I don't even know why my X key. It's not like I use that one a lot.
I was going to say, I have two keyboards I don't use. One is a DOS Pro Cherry MX Blue, and the other is a DOS Cherry MX Brown. I don't use either.
The blues are like super clicky, aren't they?
Both are clicky. The browns are just softer and like not as loud. The blues are very loud.
I love that.
Yes, so I have the Pro.
Just type like, "Hey, how are you?" and have my neighbors come over and be like, "Can you keep it down?"
Yeah, like tone it the fuck down over here. Like you got loud music playing and they're fine with it, but you start typing, they're like, "Oh, he's doing it again." Yeah. So I was gonna say, I mean, I can hold on to that keyboard for you, and then someday give it to you, because it's just sitting in my computer bin where all my computer parts are.
Yeah. When are you guys coming up here again?
Fuck if I know, okay? haven't made any plans for
I feel like there's a couple times we've talked about it, and it's been like next month we're looking into it.
Yeah, we'll be there like next weekend, maybe. 6 weeks later, I don't know. After my wisdom teeth, probably, and after we move and all that fun stuff. So maybe August, September time frame, maybe.
Interesting.
We'll see. Yeah.
So
what?
I've been watching this Death Stranding trailer off to the side while we've been talking, okay?
Yeah.
What the fuck is going on?
See, I don't know. Like, so much of the gameplay is like him running around using the ladder and then beating people with cases and then trying not to get cattle prodded by people. But then all of a sudden he's got, he's in like a World War II scene or World War I or something, and he's just shooting people, which I have a complaint about that. The audio like power behind the rifles sounds fucking pitiful. It sounds so pitiful. So as soon as I heard it, I was like, God, the kick sounds awful for this rifle. But other than that, I don't know what's happening.
Looks like there might be some kind of time travel aspect in it, because it does.
Yeah, I think you can go back into the past. Yeah, he like uses the baby to go back into the past or something, which I don't understand that at all.
The babies give you like some kind of abilities, but they're also like not real babies. I'm gathering that from the.
I don't know. What I do know is that you get a portable ladder, and it's pretty sweet. I do like the ladder. I would like to see that in more games, because I think that's pretty cool.
If we can learn one thing from Death Stranding,
give us them ladders.
That was a cool ladder.
Yeah, beyond that, I don't know what I was like, what is the gameplay? Like, what am I doing? Literally just running around the whole time and trying not to get cattle prodded all to shit by people in hazmat suits? I'm like, I don't understand what I'm doing.
It's like, at some points it looks almost like post-apocalyptic, and then at other points it doesn't, and then...
I think it is post-apocalyptic, or at least I think it has a political side to it as well, with like,
Is there
the
zombies
downfall of
in it?
America. I don't know. I got a
This
sense
looks
that
like
there's like a
zombies.
political agenda to it, which is really a bummer for me because I don't want to be involved in that bullshit. But I don't know.
So don't gift you Voting Simulator 2020.
Is that a thing? Yeah, I don't want that. I don't want that. So yeah, I'm confused by it. Honestly, like I said, I'm almost more confused than when I've seen the other stuff. I really don't know what the fuck is going on. So I don't know.
Yeah, at least in like the first thing we saw, I didn't know what to think, and I just accepted it for what it was, and I didn't try to piece things together, you know. But now with this being 9 minutes long, you're watching it and you're trying to piece stuff together to figure out what like the story is, what's going on, and you can't.
Yeah, there was a Young Yeah video where he spent an hour breaking down the 9-minute trailer, and I was like, I'm not watching that. If it takes an hour to tell me what the fuck is happening, I don't want to know. Like, I'm just not interested now. So
I'm gonna Google what the fuck is Death Stranding even about.
here comes the Reddits.
Death Stranding is a completely new type of action game where the goal of the player is to reconnect isolated cities and a fragmented society. It is created so that all elements, including the story and gameplay, are bound together by the theme of the strand, in quotes, or connection.
Whatever. So anyway, while you try and learn what that's about, there were two more announcements, and these were the bigger ones at Computex. So there was a new type of motherboard, the X570, which are coming out to support the new Ryzen chips. And the new Ryzen chips are the AMD. I mean, there's a couple of them, but the beastly one that everyone talks about is the 3900X, which is the first 7 nanometer processor. And it's 12 cores, 24 threads, and it beats out Intel's, I can't remember the processor, but it's like $1,000 processor. But based on what they showed, it beats that processor, and it's half the price. It's a $599 CPU, and it's 7 nanometers, which, I mean, is fantastic. That means the thermal performance is going to be awesome. And you could potentially actually put it in like a MacBook Pro and actually get good results instead of thermal throttling the shit out of them. But we'll see. I'm excited about those. If I do upgrade, that's probably what I'm going to upgrade to. Oh, and they also announced Navi. I didn't put that in here, but they also announced the Navi GPUs, the 7 nanometer GPUs as well, which I think were supposed to be cheaper than the 2070s, but have better performance than 2070s. I don't know. I didn't look too much into it, but we shall see.
I'm going to call bullshit.
Is that just because of AMD's past performance on GPUs?
Well, like anywhere, like any company is going to release a better product and have it be cheaper than what they currently have out there. Like, they're not going to fucking do that.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I could understand if they release Navi and it's like the same price point as like a 2070, but packs more performance because it's 7 nanometer and the 2070 is not. So, but I don't know. It's one of those things where obviously the graphs and the data that we got is all graphs and data that AMD provided. So what we really need is just wait for third parties to get their hands on the stuff and provide us with the actual data, because of course they're going to cherry pick the results to kind of suit their needs. So, and this is the reason why you don't pre-order shit when they do it, because you kind of want to see what the results are.
Didn't you pre-order the 2080?
After the third parties came out, yeah.
Okay.
I at least waited for that. So, well, I didn't really pre-order it because they were already out, but I didn't buy mine until after I saw third-party results and made a decision, because I was worried about spending $1,400 for a video card and then being pissed at it. Not to say I don't feel that way sometimes, but that's fine.
I'll take it off your hands, man. It's cool.
No, I'll get over it, I guess. So, you didn't watch Computex, so nothing for you. But if there's anything we didn't talk about that you wanted to talk about, feel free to talk with us in Discord. I'm excited about the Ryzen generation because, I mean, they're taking back share from Intel, and I love that. I love to see competition like that, so it's nice. So let's talk about E3, Pat. I kind of posed the question. E3 is coming up on the 9th, which is next Sunday, to be exact.
Real quick.
Yep.
Before we move on to E3,
Is this
before we
Death
really
Stranding
get
again?
into it. No. But I did find a thread that says, "Seriously, guys, what the fuck is Death Stranding about?" And I was
funny.
like, this guy, we're on the same level.
Yeah.
But this just popped into my head because we were talking about components. Cleaned out my PC yesterday, man. First time in a while.
Uh-oh.
I took that side panel off. Just pulled the trigger on the canned air. So asthma kicked in, like immediately. So much dust came flying out of this thing, man. It was bad. I had 3 different cans of canned air that I was rotating through whenever they would start to, like slow down because they're cooling up too much. Cooling up? What?
Cooling up.
Cooling. They're getting too cold. But and I was like taking Q-tips, like trying to rub my heat sinks and the fans and everything. It was bad. It was bad.
Wow. That sounds awful. You should have made a video. Like, you should have sent me a Snapchat.
I should.
Although I wouldn't have.
No, you don't have Snapchat.
I was gonna say I wouldn't have seen it anyway, so it doesn't matter.
And anytime I send you a video of me, because I have in the past, there's like 2 or 3 times I've done it in the past. Every time you pick something out in the photo, and you're like, you shouldn't use that to clean your PC. Shouldn't have that vacuum nearby. It's plugged into the wall, and that's electric. And it's that electricity could arc that 3 feet across and just totally
You shouldn't be
burn
breathing.
it.
You shouldn't be breathing while you do this.
Oh, you're not wearing a rubber suit? What are you doing?
Yeah, you don't have a hazmat suit. I mean, it makes sense, physically, financially. If you use one more than 3 times a year, you should just buy one. It's cheaper than renting. That's what Dwight says. So, yeah. I've been rewatching it, but anyway. So I post the. No, I understand. That sounds awful. I would have loved to see in the dust cloud though. So I posed the question with E3 coming up next week. What would you like to have announced? What would you like to hear about? And I love that your response was like, "This is what I'm potentially excited for." Meaning that if the announcement, I'm like, maybe I care, maybe I don't.
At most, I'm like, oh, interesting. Like,
oh, that's neat. Goody. And you're not even going to watch it anyway, so it's going to be me being like, oh, it's on your list, Pat. And you'll be like, well, that's neat.
Cool, thanks for filling me in, buddy.
The only thing that you would get really hyped about would be Legend of Dragoon Remake.
Dude, I would flip my shit. Could you imagine?
For you to come into this and have something on the list, I say, as I'm saying this, I'm already upsetting myself. But to come into this and say that you've got like 7 items on your list had me pretty excited because I thought it was just going to be Legend of Dragoon. But now that you have 7, it makes me think that you just repeated Legend of Dragoon 7 fucking times. Damn it, Patrick.
We're just going to think that for every list we make from now on. What are your 5 favorite restaurants, Pat? Legend of Dragoon.
Legend of Dragoon. Oh my god. So let's go one for one here because I've got 6. You said you have 7. I will start. Yeah. So one game that I would like to see some news about would be Cyberpunk 2077.
Almost put that one on the list.
Almost, yeah. I mean, I remember seeing some gameplay. It was like 40-minute gameplay or something earlier this year or end of last year. It looked pretty good. And CD Projekt Red I like them. I like them a lot. So I really want to see what they do with it. I don't like that there's like vehicle stuff in it because I hate that kind of gameplay, but that's fine. I can get over that. So I'd like to see a little bit more for it.
I like the whole like adaptive city type thing because isn't it like the things you do, like it will impact.
Yeah, it's supposed to impact the overall city and world that it's in. So yeah, it looks cool. And I'm happy that they're just kind of taking their time. They've announced that it will come out when it comes out. And that's that. Yeah. I'm like, that's always good to hear. I mean, unless it ends up in development hell, but I don't know. I'm pretty optimistic about it.
Okay. All right. Me, let's see. Which one do I want to say first on the list here? Let's go. Rockstar is potentially going to be revealing either a new Batman or a Justice League game.
Rockstar and was it Rocksteady? I think. I think it's the developer
Superman.
That did the other.
They have publicly denied it being a Superman game.
So it's going to be Batman, or it's going to be Batman, or which other one?
Or Justice League.
Or Justice League. Oh, I did see rumors that there might be an Avengers game.
I saw that too. I don't think it's rumors. I think it is like it will be announced from what I was seeing.
Yeah, I would be interested to see. what they do with the Batman game. I mean, I like the other Batman games. They're fun. I don't have
Yeah,
any
and it's
problem
the
with them.
same people doing it, and like I enjoy the Arkham series. I have
Was it
Arkham
the
Knight,
Origins one that wasn't received well because of like the PC port was so garbage or something like that?
probably. A lot of
I think
PC
it was
ports
that
turn
one.
out to be garbage.
Yeah, I think they ported it so badly they had to refund people because it was so awful. But beyond that, I mean, the Batman games have been pretty good.
I would honestly prefer for it to be a Justice League style game
Hmm.
where either one of two things happens, right? You get to pick the hero that you play, or make your own.
Hmm. Interesting.
That would be dope. I'd be making a speedster, 100%.
Yeah, no
No
surprise
doubt about
there. No surprise. That would be neat. Okay. Interesting idea. I'm gonna make a note actually of what you want to see so that when I do watch it, I can get excited over what is and is not announced. So you're thinking Batman or Justice League? Justine League is what I put.
That's what it is.
Jeez. Okay.
A League of Justice.
Justines, yeah. So next for me, I would like to have a release date for The Last of Us 2. I heard a rumor that it potentially will be February of 2020.
Okay.
So I want to see
like
more
right
gameplay.
before the PS5 drops too.
No, the rumor for PS5 is November of next year. So I'm feeling like it's going to be released in February and then re-release like a remaster version for it in November, similar to what they did with the first one. Because I mean, they did the exact same thing with the first one. And I would probably buy both, realistically. Assuming I
I feel
don't
like you
hate
would.
the second one anyway. I mean, unless I absolutely hate it, then I won't. But I would like to. I mean, if it's
It's
I
done by
think
the
from
same
what I
team,
heard,
right?
same team as the first one.
Yeah, like it's not
Yeah.
like new people are taking it over or anything, right?
No, it's the same team. Yeah.
Okay. Well, then it's fair to have your hype up there.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, Rocksteady or not Rocksteady. Oh God, who makes this game? Naughty Dog. Naughty Dog has made the Uncharted series as well that you might be familiar with.
Yep.
You've never played them, but I'm sure you know how good and how like popular those are. So
Yep.
they have a good track record of making like really good games. So I would like to see more gameplay and a release date for that. I don't want to see a lot of gameplay, just a little bit. Like maybe give me like a 3-minute video and then a release date at the end. Don't ruin it for me. So
Yeah, just a little gameplay footage of some random little encounter that doesn't actually matter anything.
yeah, that would be fine. And then go from there. That'd be okay. So what's
Cool.
next for you?
Next for me, let's see, which one do I want to pick here? Let's do a new Fable game.
Ooh, I like that one. And I was actually thinking about the same thing. It's not on my list, but I was thinking about the same thing. I would like to see a new Fable game.
Yeah, I enjoyed Fable. I would want it to keep the whole, like your actions are
A new
like, lean
studio
you toward
bought
like
it,
good and evil and stuff.
I believe, a couple years ago, and I've heard that it's been under development. So yeah, I would like to see an announcement for that, and ideally, even better, because this is always the case, I would like to see the announcement of it and then the release date being like late this year or something. That would be awesome.
That'd be pretty cool. Sick.
Yeah, I would love like a November release for it or something. That'd be really neat.
Yeah,
So
I enjoy those games, so I would definitely.
I think
be
that's a
excited for a new
that's
one.
a solid pick. I would like that. That would be awesome. It's been a long time. When did the last Fable come out?
Oh, I think I was still in high school when
Has it
Fable
been
2
that
came
long?
out. Fable 2 release date. You wanna take a
2008.
guess? Oh, yeah,
Wow.
October 21st, 2008.
And then Fable 3 was 2010. So it's been
Oh, I forgot there even was a Fable 3.
yeah, so it's been almost 10 years or almost 9 years rather.
Yep.
Yeah, I kind of forgot about Fable 3 because it was I don't know. Meh. Cool. I like that. That's a good one. I'd like to see Fable. Okay. So the next one for me, I would like to see more gameplay of Death Stranding so I can understand what the fuck is going on.
Just have them come out and say, "Look, guys, here's the general story."
Look, this is what you're gonna be doing, okay? If I'm gonna be running around just throwing ladders on everything, show me that. If I'm gonna be, I don't even understand
We're
what the
beating
gameplay
people
is.
with briefcases.
Yeah, like show me what the deal is here. Give me something to chew on. Because the video you gave me just made me be like, what the fuck am I doing in this game? Like, what is what, going back in time, shooting pitiful sounding guns, just throwing ladders everywhere? I don't understand.
I
So
thought the hand-to-hand fighting looked a little clunky.
I didn't think it looked good by any means. I thought it looked pretty like goofy. Honestly, I was just kind of like, I don't really want that. Um, I don't want to beat people with briefcases. So, meh. Anyway, what's next on your list?
Baldur's Gate 3.
Interesting.
I really enjoy. So there's a little bit of like a caveat to this. Okay,
Uh-oh.
if it's like the classic Baldur's Gates games where it's almost like Divinity, I don't want it. But
No.
if it's
Why not?
if do you remember us playing Divinity?
Oh yeah, you can't. I don't forget that. I do remember it. I'm just
Okay.
curious as to. I just figured because it's Baldur's Gate, maybe you'd feel a little bit differently, and you would kind of want that
Well,
aspect of it. But
because there's Baldur's Gate, but then there's Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance.
I see. So it's different play styles between the two.
Yeah, yeah. So if it was like a Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance 3, I would be hyped, very hyped. That's probably the one I would be like the most like, oh shit, when does that come out? Like I gotta call up Ashton, who we would just spend our whole summers playing through these games, call him up
Mm-hmm.
and just take a week off of work together and play it. Like that would, yeah, that would probably be my most hyped one.
Interesting. Good to know. That's yeah. So it has to be a very specific one then for that
It's
one.
got to be in the Dark Alliance, unless they like take that Dark Alliance playstyle and move it over to the to the Baldur's Gate a little more. Like then I'd be cool with it. But they did have different playstyles, and it would have to be the Dark Alliance playstyle for me to enjoy it.
Okay. So the other one, another one for me, would be Bayonetta 3.
Okay.
It's been a while that it's been teased. I think 2017 was when it was last talked about. Yeah, I think it was 2017. I believe it was like scheduled to come out sometime this year, but then it got changed to like TBA, like who the fuck knows when. So I would like to maybe get a release date or at least see some more gameplay, so I know it's still a work in progress. So,
Okay.
game series you've never played, even though you like those style games.
Well,
Which reminds me, did you buy Devil May Cry when it was on sale?
it's still on sale. I haven't purchased it yet, so here's the thing. The sale ends tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
I get paid Wednesday.
I see. Bummer.
So
I mean, it's not like
just do it and then just kind of like,
is it this summer
wait
sale
a
or
few
it's just
days
like
or-
randomly on sale? I don't
It's
think the
just a
summer sale has
random
actually
sale.
happened.
No, summer
Yeah.
sale hasn't happened yet. So it would probably go back on sale in the summer
I was
sale.
gonna say just
I would feel
wait
pretty
for the summer
confident.
sale, which is June the 25th. It already got leaked, so June the 25th, people. Okay, June the 25th, Steam summer sale from then until I don't know when, like July the 5th or some shit like that. So yeah, I mean, it'll probably go back on sale, maybe even deeper than the 34% off, realistically.
Yeah.
So you might
One of
even be
those like
better off.
flash sales for like 70%, one of those wild ones.
Yeah, see, that would be dope. So you might get it. I don't think there's anything on Steam that I actually want, but
What? You don't want Sex Box Simulator?
I mean, I was looking at it and I thought about it. I did add it to my wish list, but then I got caught adding it to my wish list, and I promptly had to remove it from said wish list.
For Cam Studio?
God. So, but yeah, I think it will go back on sale. So I think you'll be fine to wait. So cool. All right, what's next for you?
Next up for me, I'm gonna go with Doom Eternal.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, Doom games are good.
You did play the other Doom, right?
No,
Oh,
but I enjoy watching the Doom games.
I see
So I
what
would
you mean.
totally watch people play through it and be content.
Yeah, I think those are enjoyable to watch style games. Doom Eternal, I haven't seen a lot about it, but it looked pretty good what I did see. So yeah, I'd be
It's a
interested.
grappling hook.
Nice. And it's going to be fast paced and like in your face like the last one, which is cool.
Yeah, so that one will be fun. I'd probably watch, like, when that would get released, I'd watch some people play it on Twitch and whatnot.
Yeah. Let's see. So this one is probably, I think this one is on your list because we talked about it. So I want to see, I mean, there's going to be Final Fantasy VII footage, We already know there's going to be Final Fantasy VII footage. It's already basically been promised from the trailer that we saw. What I would like is a release date. That's what I would like to see.
That would be nice.
Even though I still think that they're going to separate it into 2 games, because the rumor was, here's the rumor. The rumor was that when Aerith dies, that is the end of the first section of the game. And then there will be another section of the game that comes out later that covers the rest of the story.
No.
So they're literally cutting it into 2 discs instead of 3 from the original game.
No.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like that either. Especially because when I think back, I'm like, is there really enough content to please me for that first part of the game? I don't know. Like, how are they going to drag out some stuff that I don't want to be? And then, of course, how long am I going to have to wait for that next series? Like, another 5 years, 6 years? Like, what is this?
If that happens, I would be very upset.
Yep, me too. I would hope that that's just a rumor and not true, and they're not going to do that. But I would like to at least, even if the release date is like November 2021, I'll be like, fuck yeah, we got a release date. Put it on the calendar.
Agreed.
So I would like to at least see something instead of just, hey, here's footage. It's coming sometime. Oh, and I would like to see summons. I would really like to see some gameplay footage of summons being used, which my understanding, again, rumor, my understanding is that summons in this game are just like they used to be, where it's like a cutscene with their effect. They are not fighting next to you or anything like that, which I like. I think that's how it should be done. And I heard that there are all the original summons, but then like 2 or 3 new ones.
Really? New ones?
That is what I heard. Yeah, 2 or 3 new summons.
Maybe they're just grabbing them from the...
it's summons I've never heard of them before. So hold on. Let me see if I can find the thing, because it was a big rumor that appeared on Reddit and then promptly got deleted. So it was like an info dump that came up recently, and then it got deleted like almost immediately. So let me see if I can find it real quick. I mean, it may be fake, honestly. We don't know. It's one of those things where it's you got to kind of take it with a grain of salt, unfortunately. So materia is shown in almost all weapons. Different weapons have different triangle heavies. So one rumor was that the overworld map is almost seamless. There are some zones, but otherwise there's no loading in between, travel and stuff like that. Let's see, monster redesigns for a lot of the enemies, but most will remain recognizable. They said that there will be demos at the game floor, and then PSN demos coming out shortly after E3. So it's possible that people that have PlayStation Plus memberships might actually have a demo to play after E3 next week.
Really?
Like, that would be sick.
That would be really cool.
I would love that if that was the case. I mean, I have the membership, so I would immediately be like, taking the day off work, gonna play this.
For like a 30-minute demo.
Yeah, I would do it.
Taking the whole day.
Whole day for the 30 minutes that I'm gonna play over and over and over. So, what's next for you?
Next for me. Well, I guess my last one, because we just talked about Final Fantasy VII together, would be Halo Infinite.
Halo Infinite. What was the last Halo that you played? Are you Googling the last Halo that you played?
Yeah. Yeah.
What's the last Halo I played? You type into Google, and Google's like, let's played this Halo.
What is the last Halo I played? Oh, here's an article about the last man to play Halo 2 on Xbox Live.
I like that. The last man to play Halo 2. Funny.
Maybe ODST or 3. It's been a little while since I've played them, but I enjoy them. I really like the campaigns of Halo. I'm not a big fan of the online, honestly.
I was a fan of the online for like 2 and 3, I think, but yeah, I don't play the online for those kind of things anymore anyway, so I could understand that. Yeah, I like the campaigns. I'd be
Campaigns are
interested
fun.
to see what they do with it.
And I would hope that they keep the whole like all the Easter eggs. Like finding all the skulls to unlock different things.
Yes, and then the skulls provide difficulty enhancements and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Or
like that.
just little things like you shoot a grunt in the head and it explodes in confetti and you hear
Confetti.
the little yay!
That's exactly what I was going to say. Yeah.
Yeah, stuff like that. I hope they keep those things in there because those were fun.
Yeah, I agree. That'd be cool. Okay. I think I think there's a good possibility that could get announced too. Because, I mean, with the new generation of Xbox coming along, they need exclusives to really kind of propel them into the next generation. So I could see that as a launch exclusive for the Xbox.
Isn't there something about, that's a yawn. Ugh.
Wow.
Now, I haven't heard a whole lot about it, right? Besides that it's a thing. But isn't it something about like Master Chief is not like a vigilante, but it's almost like they're trying to capture Master Chief. Does this sound any familiar?
No, I have no
Edit
idea what
this
you're
out.
talking
I don't
about.
want to talk about it anymore.
All right, and moving on then. So my last one that I would like to see is the new Spider-Man game. I would like to see Insomniac Studios talk about the next one, the next Spider-Man game, and tease Venom in it. That's what I'd like to see.
Yeah, that would be cool. I could get behind that. Wouldn't be able to play it, but
I mean, the one that came out last September was really good. I loved it. I didn't play all the DLC, so I could still technically go through and do that. But if you haven't played it, I mean, Venom is not in it, but I definitely think Venom will be in the next one. So I hope that if they do decide to show any kind of gameplay, that he is part of that gameplay, because that's really what I care about the most. I hope he's playable too. I don't think maybe when you finish the game he's playable, but I think he's probably going to end up being a villain, honestly.
Well, I mean, with his,
or at least give us the Spider-Man like Venom suit type of thing, like the symbiote Spider-Man. Give us that.
Suit, yeah,
that'd be sweet.
You know who I'd rather see than Venom?
Flash.
No, different universes. Christopher
Carnage. You prefer Carnage over? I could say. I mean, I'm fine with either. I just prefer Venom. I mean, I know there's a bunch of different symbiotes in the comics. Like, there's like a dozen of them or something ridiculous like that. So,
yeah,
but I feel like Venom and Carnage are probably the most popular. So it could be either one, honestly. I mean, you could add Carnage and DLC. I'd be happy with that. I think that'd be cool.
Yeah, but I don't know. Carnage is just cooler, in my opinion.
What about him is cooler than Venom?
It's just he's more evil.
I mean, yeah, he definitely is, because he like murders the shit out of everybody, doesn't he?
Yeah, and I believe there's like so. I'm gonna have to recall some older Spider-Man knowledge here, so I might get a couple things wrong. But so the Venom symbiote like needs a host,
right?
Whereas the Carnage one, I don't think it does. Like it can have one, but doesn't necessarily need one.
Symbiote has taken many hosts. The original most notable host is a serial killer. Oh, that's why Carnage is such a terrible person, because he takes the host of a serial killer. That's what makes him so nasty. I remember now. Yeah, I don't know that he does or doesn't need I thought they did need a host, but I don't know, honestly. I haven't kept up with all the symbiote knowledge because I don't know, it's just strange. There's a lot going on there. So, but I've always been more partial to Venom, and they definitely kind of teased that he's going to be in the next one, at least in my opinion. So I would definitely like to see it. The problem is too, is I think Venom has so much content, and that's why I think they didn't add him in the first one, is that you could easily make a whole game around just him.
Just Venom.
Yeah, just him. So I think that's why they didn't add him into this previous one, because they had Kingpin, Mr. Negative, Scorpion. I mean, they had like 5 different villains or whatever. And so I think they, just craft a whole story around Venom, and that would be awesome. I would love that. Let Venom fuck stuff up.
So do you want to see the new Spider-Man movie at all?
The Away From Home?
Yeah.
Not really. Does that have Mysterio and Sandman in it?
Yeah, and then, but like at one point it looks like Sandman, but then there's another point where it looks like it's the same thing, but it's of water. So maybe it's not Sandman. Maybe it's some other kind of. Because I
Who would
mean, it's
that be?
Mysterio, and like you, do you know the story of Mysterio?
Not exactly, but
So
I do know.
Mysterio. Well, this could be potential spoilers, so I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't say anything.
Yeah, maybe don't say anything. I do know that Jake Gyllenhaal is playing Mysterio, and that makes me not want to see that movie.
Why?
I just don't care for him as an actor.
Really?
Yeah,
I don't.
I really don't.
I
I feel
think
the same
he's
way with
a fantastic actor.
I feel the same way with Ryan Reynolds. Like I don't want to see Pikachu Detective because of Ryan Reynolds, honestly.
Dude, I love Ryan Reynolds
I don't care
with
for
like
him.
a burning passion. I love him as an actor. Like he's my man crush. I love Ryan Reynolds.
You should watch this movie called Buried Alive with Ryan Reynolds, where he gets buried alive in a coffin in the ground. And
and
spoiler
like
at
that's
the
all the
end,
movie is, right?
that's all the movie, and he dies at the end. It's a fantastic movie.
Huh. Well,
Um,
hey Pat, don't say your spoiler about Mysterio.
it's an old movie. Okay, it's not new. I just wanted to
give a
ruffle.
warning.
I just wanted to ruffle your Ryan Reynolds feathers.
He
No,
has another movie where he has like split personalities or something, and he's like a murderer in it. That's a good one.
didn't they have like a talking dog or something, or a talking
Yeah,
cat or
yeah,
some
he
shit?
talks
Yeah,
to his cat and dog. Yeah,
yeah. I remember thinking about watching it, but then I saw Ryan Reynolds and I decided against it.
it's actually good.
So who are the villains? Was it Far Away from Home? Is that what it is?
Maybe.
Another secret villain in the movie. I see. I would
I
again
want to tell
be.
you the Mysterio thing, so I'm telling you in the podcast that.
No, I don't care. The I would I would hope that they don't put Venom in it because it's the same kind of situation. I feel like Venom has so much going on that it would just kind of be shitty to throw him in
Well,
with a
Venom
bunch
is
of other
still owned by
villains.
Sony,
Is he?
isn't he? I think he
I
is.
don't know. So there's actually a villain in the comics called Hydro Man, who's a guy made out of water, but wears a t-shirt and has a haircut. Huh.
Interesting.
So I guess maybe that's the water fella.
Maybe.
I don't know. I'm probably not going to see it, honestly.
Why? They're good. Tom Holland plays a really good Spider-Man and Peter
He
Parker.
does. He
Like,
does. I agree with that.
I think
He's great for the role.
Tobey Maguire was a good Peter and an okay Spider-Man. Andrew Garfield was a trash Peter,
Mm-hmm.
but a decent Spider-Man. And then Tom Holland nails both.
I think most of the Spider-Mans were garbage up until the most recent one. Not Far Away from Home, but the first one with Tom. Like I thought that was the best Spider-Man movie, hands down. The others were like during the time. I think they were good, but looking back, like
I liked the Tobey Maguire one because it kept like in my opinion, it kept like a comic book feel to it. You know what I mean?
I think the one thing I like about the other one is they didn't go into a big like what is it, like story of how he got his power. Yeah, it didn't go into all that, and that I'm so grateful for that.
Yeah, like with the new Batman, please, heaven's sake, do not do an origin story, please.
What's his origin? I don't even know. What is it?
Yeah, shut up. Did you see they cast Robert Pattinson as the new Batman?
I think the new Batman should have a secret ending where the Flash goes back in time.
Flashpoint.
Fucking kills him, and then that's the ending. You know, Batman doesn't exist, and who cares?
No, there's still a Batman when that happens. I told you that.
Oh, it's just not Bruce Wayne.
Bruce gets shot in the alley instead of his parents, so his mom goes crazy from it and becomes the Joker, and his dad goes crazy in a different way and becomes Batman. He's much more violent.
His parents are like, that's funny. He's much more violent. Like he kills people.
Yeah.
That Batman kills people.
Yeah.
Oh,
Bruce's
dude,
dad,
okay,
Batman, will use guns and shoot people. He does not give a shit.
Dude, that might be more my thing right there. Thomas Wayne. All right, buddy. I need to. That sounds dope. I like that one.
There's a Flashpoint animated movie, which is pretty good. It's more for, like older teenagers than little kids. And it gives you like a decent summary of everything in the movie. It's pretty good. I've watched it a couple times, but it's like you see him in that movie, Batman, bang, 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 shooting people with guns.
Is it the 1984 Flashpoint movie? There's one that's supposed to come out in 2020.
Hell
Barry Allen
no,
uses his superhuman speed to become the Flash in 2020, apparently.
It is not the 1984.
What's this 1984 movie?
Oh, maybe it is, but I'm pretty sure it's not. It's called The Flashpoint Paradox.
Oh, okay.
Came out in 2013.
I just looked at the Flashpoint movie. I see. Okay. Huh.
What's the rating on it?
Flashpoint.
PG-13 rating. Which for
And
an
it covers
animated
that whole
superhero
thing?
movie is pretty, yeah, it's a good synopsis, we'll say, of the whole comic series.
I mean, I think I'm okay with that then, because fuck Bruce Wayne and the other Batman, Thomas, he's getting pretty aggressive. I like that. That sounds cool. That's
Straight
more my
up.
thing.
He
Because I
does
think
not
that's one of the things
hesitate.
I hate about Batman is like, oh, I don't kill people. I just beat their fucking skulls in until they get brain damage, and then they die from
I just
fucking
make them
brain
into
damage.
vegetables. Yeah.
Like it just make them paraplegic. It's not killing them. You might as well have just killed them. Jesus. So.
Or maybe that is the worst punishment. Huh?
Yeah. What a dick.
Huh? Well, are you kidding me? What do you mean, what a dick? You're like, yeah, more violent Batman. And then we're like, okay, that's pretty violent and fucked up. And you're like, no, ew, too much, dude. Gross.
Yeah,
Like,
too much. I don't like it. No, it's still side. It makes me have to like Bruce Wayne with that. And I don't like it. No, I'm not siding with him. It's not going to happen. Not doing it. All right. Pat, any of the Are You Fucking Kidding Me this week? Anything happen?
No, man, my game's been going pretty well.
Yeah, I mean, it actually sounds like it's been going pretty well. So maybe that's the Are You Fucking Kidding Me? Like, it's been going well. You've been doing good things in gaming?
When is it about to
fucking
crash?
Kidding me? Yeah.
When is my good game bubble going to pop?
When are you going to fucking tilt and get back into bronze and,
You're going to get a call from me and be like, fire up Discord. We got to record an emergency episode right now.
yeah, get banned from RuneScape and end up in bronze and, all that shit.
Yep.
Although I will give you some history on the term tilt. Do you know where that term comes from?
Poker.
No, it does not.
Oh, I read it came from poker because it means when a poker player starts betting emotionally instead of...
Yep. Poker picked it up, and then gaming, and then obviously it leaked over into gaming, but that's actually not where it originated from. It originated from pinball, because back in the day, pinball did not have the bumpers, so you actually had to tilt the machine to actually move the ball around, and people would get too violent with it, and it would actually damage the machine and ruin the longevity. So that's when manufacturers added the bumpers into it to actually protect the life of the machines. But then people still, yes, but see, then people started tilting it way too hard anyway, and so then they added the sensors that ruin the game the moment you tilt too hard, and so that's where it actually originated.
Huh.
And then poker picked it up.
And then gaming picked it up. Who's going to pick it up next?
Probably me. I'm picking it up right now.
You?
Dog
yeah.
shows.
Right.
That dog is tilted off the fucking face of the earth. Look at that damn dog.
Oh, he's going through the tunnel. Oh, he stumbled on the... Wow, that dog is...
Oh, he tilted.
Right
He tilted. I think it's better, too, for it to be for dogs, because I don't think cats feel that way. Cats are just like, I don't give a fuck.
That or they're tilted all the time.
Maybe.
They're just like, great, I'm existing again. What a joy.
Oh, shit. Give me the wet food, you sons of bitches.
Dude, my cats are on such a schedule with the wet food. Like, when it hits like 9:06, Echo is immediately at my feet like,
I know. Houdini comes out to me after work every single day and is like in the kitchen ready to go.
Yeah. I'm like, dude, you don't have a concept of time. Like, how do you know that it's that time?
It's like Houdini hears me hang up my last call and she's like, it's time. That was 3 calls. I know it's time. It's ridiculous. All right, Pat, take us out of this episode.
Goodbye. No, thanks everybody for tuning in.
I like that one. Bye.
Thanks for tuning in. Let us know what you want to see at E3, or if we said anything that you didn't even think of and you're excited for. Clean out your PCs. That's important. Have an inhaler nearby if you're asthmatic and it's been a while. That's it, everybody. Have a great week. We love you. See you later.